Hello, son. I'm going to try this again, and I'm doing it on our basement TV because my WIMP uh, laptop doesn't have enough processor power to run screen capture and flip through all these screens. So bear with me if I have trouble with my keyboard and all that stuff. Um, what this video is all about is the main overview of how you run this application. And it's just strictly, this one is strictly based upon how to run the application and the steps you go through to run it. You notice we have these, we open up all of our spreadsheets on this little list box over here. We have the main menu, stocks to buy or sell, mutual fund list of stocks for all mutual funds, stocks buy sell complete list, worksheet, purchase sheet, and mutual funds purchased. The first thing you want to do before you click this green button is go to the mutual funds list and make sure that you have the mutual funds listed here that you want. And I'm going to recolor the rows here. I'll go through detail on how these sheets are built and what they're all about. Now, what I have listed are the top 70 mutual funds according to Money Magazine. Now, they may be full of shit like I am, I don't know, but that's what we've done here. And I've sorted them by descending interest rate. So in other words, the top performer is this guy right here, and the bottom performer is this guy right here. And when I say top performer and bottom performer, we'll go to get into that when we go to buy mutual funds. It's not as simple as this, because this Lipper information is extremely important. Now, the way all this Lipper all this information, year-to-date gains, average 5-year interest, blah blah, all the way across here, is generated whenever you click this button right here. And when you click that, it takes just about a minute to complete all this information. And again, that's based on your internet speed. So I'm sure you're faster than Cincinnati Bell, because it's terrible. But it takes about a minute on Cincinnati Bell to generate all this information. And I'll go into detail on what all this information in each column is if you decide you want to buy mutual funds. If you're not going to buy mutual funds and you're just mainly interested in stock trading, you probably won't need to update this sheet but about once a year. You won't need to click that button about once a year because these values stay pretty consistent because it is a 5-year average. However, if you are going to buy mutual funds, you'll definitely want to click that button before you click the green button back on the main menu. So once you get your mutual fund list all straightened out the way you want it, and like I say, you can pretty much leave it like it is most of the time, you click this green button. And again, this time is based on your internet speed more than processing speed. So it'll probably get finished a little faster in 5 minutes in your case. I'm going to click no because I don't want to mess anything up here for my next videos. But you would click yes normally. And what that would do, once that process is finished, it goes directly to this sheet right here. Automatically sorted by this order. And what this does is list the big boy stocks in order of the number of shares held by this weight criteria here. You take your shares held, weighted by, percent share stock owned by the mutual funds, times the performance of the mutual funds. So what it means is we pay more attention to the stocks that are making a lot of money than we do the ones that aren't making quite as much money. and it creates this weight right here. And I'll go into detail the different ways you can buy stocks, at least a couple of three. You can really buy stocks in an infinite number of ways, but we'll get into that on individual videos on when you're buying stocks. Now we have this spreadsheet here. Whoops. Let me back up here. We have this spreadsheet here. List of stocks for all mutual funds. This is a very important sheet if you're going to buy mutual funds and not going to be buying stocks, because it tells you the top 25 holdings of each one of these mutual funds, and you probably won't want to buy funds that are similar in holdings. I've tried to pick mutual funds that are diverse, but that doesn't mean I did a good job of it. And this would be a good place to research the top 25 holdings to make sure you get a diverse, when you go to buy your mutual funds, the funds are diverse and holding different things, because diversity is the key to not losing your ass totally. Okay, and then this next sheet, stocks to buy complete list, is an extremely condensed version of the one we just looked at. And what it does, it gives you the stock, and it gives you the fund ticker of the mutual fund holding that stock and what they've done. Now you notice on right here at the top, we got lucky. We got 3D Systems Corporation held by 3 different mutual funds. 2 of them bought, 1 of them sold. So this gives you an idea of what's going on. I'm sure this fund decided they wanted to buy some new stocks and had to sell some in order to make room for the new ones they want to buy. And when we come here to this sheet, this average change of stocks is simply the average of this. The average of these numbers right here. So that shows you these numbers are going to be just a little bit cockeyed. Because we come back here, complete list, you can see you average these together, and it's going to be just right around 3 divided, but it's going to be awful close to 0.07, negative 0.07. And when we come back there, yeah, it's just about what it is, just about 0.07, awful close, negative 0.07. So that's how these values are. They are strictly averages, and that's it. Okay, and we'll get into detail what that means when we go to buy stocks. And we have a sheet here called the worksheet. This, you only need to look at this if you're buying stocks. And what this does is it takes the weighted values that you've chosen to buy your stock and makes a gallant attempt on how many shares of each stock to buy. And this sheet is absolutely the latest formula. It's one of the most complicated sheets I ever made. But if you click on this Create Purchase Sheet, you see it converts those god-awful weights into percent portfolio. And see, in this case, we're only $106 over budget from what we wanted to buy. So chances are you probably want to leave this exactly like it is and pay the 106 extra bucks. If you don't have the 106 extra bucks, you click this. We'll get into detail on that later. How I ramble. And that this is the whole section in itself. Right now, all we care about are the sheets. And the final sheet we have right here is the mutual funds. If you purchase mutual funds, this shows you the percent of the portfolio weighted by the performance of the mutual funds you chose to buy and how many dollars to put into each one. And we'll go into detail on this too because this could be a pretty complicated process. But that shows you the 8 basic sheets and what they're all about.